just a menace. Just a menace. Menace to sobriety. Just a menace.
When I got expelled from secondary school, I think it was about year 9 or something like that. I waited for the maths class to fill up, and I pretended I was late, and I burst through the door, and I was like, I'm sorry I'm late, but I pretended that I couldn't stop, went straight into the whiteboard, smack, fell down on the floor, and the teacher was like, if you want to do that, you can stay there and lie there all lesson, we don't care, and everyone ignore him. So I laid there for the whole lesson like that, pretending to be knocked out. People were laughing, the bell went up, I was like, oh, thank you very much. So I made the decision, because I just said to the doctor, what would you do if it was your dad? And he said, sorry.
Go on, take your time, Rob.
Yeah, and I said, what would you do if it was your dad? And he said, I'd let him go. So I said, well, let him go then. We should rename this the Crying Twats.
No, man, God, here we go. Can we start getting tissues on this from now on?
We need to sponsor this by Kleenex. We need tissues because we're both going to cry and then wank.
Yeah, simultaneously. Yeah. Easy, Luke. Yeah.
Just a menace. Menace to sobriety.
How you doing, guys? My name is Kirk Norcross. This is not a usual thing for me, but today I am hosting the hit podcast Menace to Sobriety. The reason I'm doing this is because I feel very privileged and honoured to be a part of such an amazing podcast. So I've asked Mr. Daniel O'Reilly's Dapper laughs if I can turn the tables and put the cameras and the focus on him to indulge into his lifestyle and his behaviours.
Fucking behaviours. Whoa. That was great.
Was that right?
Yes.
Sorry, I really didn't know what to say.
Oh, man. I'm going to let you do this, but I just want to say, first of all, thank you for asking for me to tell my story. This is a crazy one. I've done it a few times before, but never with you. And I thought it was a great idea because everyone was commenting saying that you've got to be a permanent part of this. So it's great to have you back. And yeah, I'm going to leave it to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm going to have to read from my phone, Dan, because this is all new to me. But the reaction that I've got has been amazing. For you allowing me to open up onto this podcast, one, help myself, to be honest, because there was some things that I wasn't owning up to.
Okay.
You know, so sort of laying the cards on the table when we done our last podcast, it was amazing, you know, and then I just thought that helped me.
Yeah.
And I know that you struggle with addiction, just general lifestyle and stuff, and I thought, well, Dapper Laughs is helping a load of people. Can I interview Dapper, for everyone else, to see the real Daniel O'Reilly, without the roll neck, and
you can,
and hopefully this can help you. And I felt on my recovery, helping people really. When I'm helping people in recovery, it helps me. It's a bit of give and receive. I'm helping people because I do care about them, but I am doing it because I know it helps me heal at the same time. So. Right, we're going right in, Daniel O'Reilly. So,
7.5 inches.
There we go. I actually do have a tape for now.
No.
Right. What I do need to. This is a bit serious, actually. So,
cool.
No jokes. The finger up the bum is not offering no more.
Oh man, that was a quality.
He's not offering that no more. So anyone that was gonna go there, he's not offering it because it's become such a big thing now. Yes, he's got severe arthritis. Dan.
Yes.
I just want to know about your childhood, first of all.
Oh wow.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, straight in childhood as you remember. It could be for earliest memories or primary school, secondary school.
Wow, my mum watches this, so a big shout out to my mum. I had a really supportive mum and dad, but unfortunately they broke up when I was very, very young. My old man was battling his own sort of anger management issues, and he was a mess, unfortunately, and their marriage broke down, and it was just me, my mum and my sister for a long time. Couldn't see my dad for on and off for a while, so that was quite hard. But I had a great relationship when I did see my dad with my dad, and I've always had a good relationship with my mum. My mum has definitely always been the sort of she's not stereotypical mum. When I used to get in trouble at school, she kind of found it funny. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Yeah. So when I got expelled, for instance, I just ran into. There was loads of stuff going on that got me expelled. But when I got expelled from secondary school, I think it was about year 9 or something like that. It's because I was waiting outside for the bell to go, and I waited for the maths class to fill up. And I pretended I was late, and I burst through the door. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm late," but I pretended that I couldn't stop. Went straight into the whiteboard, smack, fell down on the floor, and the teacher was like, "If you want to do that, you can stay there and lie there all lesson. We don't care." And everyone ignore him. So I laid there for the whole lesson like that, pretending to be knocked out. People were laughing. The bell went up. I was like, "Oh, thank you very much," and everyone cheered. I got sent to the headmaster's office, but my mum, the headmaster said, "Right, I'm going to get your mum." And when my mum heard about it, well, he went out and said, "I'm going to call your mum." So I knew he was going to come back with my mum. So in the headmaster's office, I actually sat at the table and I took my shoes and socks off. And I put the kettle on. This is a true story. You can ask my mum. I put the kettle on and I made myself a cup of tea. I got his biscuits out. I put my shoes and socks on the floor and put my feet up like on the desk like that. Had a cup of tea and biscuits. And he walked in with my mum. My mum was just like, brilliant. And I got expelled, yeah.
We've been established, you've been Dapper laughs from early.
Yeah, I mean, Dapper laughs, the character was always sort of based an exaggeration of me. But going on, my mum always encouraged me to take risks and to follow my dreams and stuff like that. But I think my childhood was quite, it was traumatic in the sense that it was a broken home. My mum, we went through a lot.
How did that make you feel? Because I've gone through similar. My father left when I was 4, even though I had an older brother. How did that make? What was your role with no father in the house? Obviously, you got a mother. I can imagine you've always loved your mum very much so. How did that make you? Did that make you have to mature quicker in a sense of protecting mum, in a sense of that?
I don't know really. My older sister was kind of the protector of me, I think. Yeah. You know, and unfortunately, she had a really tough sort of teenage years. Loads of stuff happened with my sister that was tough, but she kind of always looked up. She was kind of the voice for me and my sister. Like when we had to go to court and they were going through the divorce and all of that stuff. It was tough. Do you know what I mean? And all of that stuff that went on. But I can't remember a great deal to be honest, of my childhood from, I don't know, like I can't remember a lot.
Do you think that's, because me and my older brother, I remember a lot of my parents breaking up, a lot of it. Not blaming their breakup, but I remember it vividly, traumatically. My brother can't remember any of it. Yeah. Any of it. I brought a book out many years ago. It'll be in most bargain bins now, or lifting up most tables if they're wonky nowadays. But my brother, he read my book and was like, "Why have you put that in there? That didn't happen to us." And he can't remember it. Do you think you've blocked some trauma out of your head?
Yeah, definitely. I've been counselling and stuff to find out why. A couple of years ago, maybe last time I tried to go sober, I went counselling to find out why I had such big self-destruct behaviour, why I was so self-destructive. And a lot of it stems, I think, for us from childhood trauma. But I don't remember a great deal. I mean, to me, when I look at my childhood, I had a fantastic, loads of fun, me, my mum and my sister. Yeah. But I remember stories of, their breakup being hard. Yeah. But I don't really remember much until I'm about 8, 9 years old.
Was drugs a part of family culture in a sense? Growing up, was you aware of parents doing drugs and drink and stuff like that? Because that was, what would that have been for us with similar age? That would have been 80s, 90s drug culture in the club scene, Yeah. I was very aware that my mum...
Was it in your family, was it?
Yes, yeah, and it was not done in front of us at all, and I don't realise now until I'm older that I think they were on drugs then. My dad was a doorman.
Yeah, okay, so it must have.
My mum was a bit of a raver back in the day, and drugs was a thing in a sense, but not just my parents, across the board in my area. Did you know about drugs as a young age or excessive use of alcohol?
No, to be honest with you, I never would have associated that with. Sorry, it's so cold in here as well. But no, I never would have associated that with my mum or dad, or not even drinking really to a heavy standard. For me, drug culture sort of started when I was like 15, 16 or 17.
So what's your first memory of using, just say drink and drugs?
Well, first memory of drinking was, when I must have still been at school, 15, and everyone at the weekends we were all meeting down the park, and back then it was like bottles of cider, white lightning, death lugging, white lightning, getting sovereigns and like toking loads of a fag and then drinking and spinning round and then fucking running
on your chest,
trying to kill yourself, basically running into fucking walls and shit. But Yeah, definitely when I was at school, it was all about getting pissed at the weekend.
Yeah.
And everyone wanted to get pissed at house parties, get pissed. And my mum was very much in the sense of, I'd rather know what you're doing and do it in the house.
Yes.
One of them mums.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
So she gave me my first line. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I remember when I first remember my first getting drunk badly. So, hooch.
I remember hooch. Yeah, I used to drink hooch.
And it made a comeback. So hooch, I think it was 13 for £10 or something.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I think my dad gave me £10 pocket money when I was like 13 years old, which was a lot of pocket money then. I spent hours out the shop getting the hooch. Someone to get the hooch, and I drunk. Probably me and my friends drunk them. I was so drunk, and I'm like, my mum's gonna go mad. So this is my excuse, and she didn't believe it, and you'll know why. So I've gone home extremely drunk at the age of 13. Oh, Mum, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're drunk. Someone stole my money and then poured a load of drink down my mouth. Oh, mate, honestly. And
we used to think them stories
thought that was smoking, eating grass and stuff like that. But yeah, even though I was aware that my mum used to party and rave, it was no-go. Do you know what I mean? Smoking, drinking, and everything. And
I think like my mum was okay with it. She kind of thought, and listen, even if she wasn't okay with it, I was going to drink. Like that's what us teenagers did then. But it was a massive part of it. And I don't know if you used to do it. Did you used to sneak out at night as well when you was put to bed?
Yeah, like all the time. I've actually got stuck in windows trying to get out of the house as well. Yeah, and having to sort of like, Mum. Yeah, like, you're stuck again, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But that to me, that was, I can imagine, which every kid has done.
Yeah,
that was a part of building character and growing up.
Yeah.
And then what a lot of our friends have done is stopped it. When did you realise that you drunk or done drugs different to your friends? Was this in school, college?
No, I don't. The weird thing for me, Kirk, and we're very different in regards to our addictions and stuff like that. Like when we spoke about your story, I mean, I looked at how much you were using, how intense it got for you, and it scared the life out of me. And I think that you were cocaine dependent.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And alcohol dependent. Now I wasn't drink or alcohol dependent. Well, I didn't think I was because I could go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday without it. Yeah. But like you said to me, the sesh gremlin would come in Wednesday, and then I was like, I felt like I deserved to get smashed at the weekend. Whether things had gone good or bad, I deserved to get smashed at the weekend, and that was ever since I was 15, 16 years old. And cocaine is just part of that.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just part of it come hand in hand with it. Some weekends it would happen, some weekends it didn't. But if it did, it whatever, and the hangover and the fallout and the fucking mental breakdowns and everything was just part and parcel of life.
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah. And I'm glad that we've had a talk two different sides of addiction, because a lot of people, if they're not using like I used to, they say, well, I haven't got a problem because I ain't like Kirk who's using every day. And I'm so glad that someone you wasn't drinking drugs.
Still look at it as a problem.
Yeah, but it really affected your life. And if people think, well, I can get on it on the weekends and not on the week. But I'm so glad that is, because there's so many different forms of addiction. I wasn't an alcoholic, but if I did drink, I drank alcoholically.
Yeah.
And what I learned that means is I would hide drink even if there was no reason to hide it.
Yeah.
I'd drink a bottle of wine to go to bed.
Yeah.
My ex at the time would have a bottle of wine in the fridge, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. And I would just stand at the fridge. I would be allowed to drink it, but I'm hiding it. I'm doing it.
Weird, isn't it?
It was weird, So I'm so glad that there's many, on your podcast, there's many different talks of addiction. So many different people can relate to.
Yeah, I think the best way that I can sum it up, and this is how I've summed it up in my head, and that's if you have an unhealthy relationship with drink or drugs in the respects to that, once you start, regardless of when it is, you find it difficult to stop, or it's affecting your mental health, your relationships, or the come down and stuff like that is affecting your mental health, or you just feel shit about it and don't want to do it anymore, then you've tried to stop, but you keep getting pulled back in, then you've got a problem.
Well, I remember you saying, which was a good eye-opener to me, because before I've met people that use like you are, looking at myself, I'd say, well, you haven't got a problem. But your problem, as well as using on the weekends or when you're in London and stuff, your problem was more at home.
Yeah, the come downs.
After that. And I have the most vicious tongue. Like,
Yeah,
I say to my ex a lot, I'm sorry about the way I spoke to you. There was no, it's all me.
Yeah.
Fucking vile.
Yeah.
So, drugs probably, when did you realise that drink and drugs were a problem?
Only about a year or two ago.
And now that you was aware that they are a problem a year or two ago, how long do you reckon that was a problem before you come to terms and realised?
10, 15 years. 10 years. And it breaks my heart really because me and Shelley have been together for 10 years, and the cycle that we were going round in was like every time there was a special occasion or a big thing, like even wetting the baby's head and stuff like this. Actually, it breaks my heart. It's because I would go overboard. I'd go overboard with the drinking, and that would turn into what else, and then I'll be out with my friends thinking it's a party and stuff. But then when I come home and she's at home, and then the next day her and everyone else at home gets the shittiest version of me.
Do you mind talking about the typical or worst night of using with Shelley, not with her, but going out for an occasion, and the addiction ruining that night out, and then the days leading after that, if you don't mind.
I don't want to talk too much about Shelley.
I
don't want to talk too much about Shelley.
We'll talk about your general behaviour then. Say going out with the lads, for instance, right? So they're just going to go out, currying a couple of beers. Maybe some of them can have a couple of tickets.
Yeah.
I'm coming home at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So, all right, okay. So what you mean is why the behaviour? I thought the behaviour was bad, like how bad it got.
Yes, So we're going out for a curry.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. It'd be like, and this would be once in a blue moon. But once in a blue moon, I just like and I bet there's a lot of men out there that will relate to this. Like, I just didn't give a fuck, right? So if she's saying like, look, we've got something big on tomorrow. Don't come in at stupid o'clock. Whatever. It wouldn't be until I was in the taxi on the way back at 4 o'clock in the morning where I go, what the fuck have I done?
Yeah.
And then when she'd kick off, I'd kick off back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'd be like, fucking give me a break. Look how hard I'm working and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we're fortunate that we can talk, me and her, but that was a cycle, and I luckily she stayed on for that merry-go-round.
Good woman then.
But a very good woman. But the big turning point for me was, I mean, again, I can't go too much into her business.
No, definitely not.
Well,
all I want to hear about is how you feel that affected married life, not what went in behind closed doors. That's you. But I honestly feel talking about it.
Yeah.
Is great healing. Yeah. Do it in weeks and years, but
yeah. Okay. I think the hard thing for me was seeing what I was doing. Really, do you know what I mean? She weren't really getting enough time to in between. Like this is what I'm saying to people. I might have only been drinking heavily and having a sesh like 2 or 3 times a month or something like that. Yeah. But by the time the hangover and the shit I'd caused had just subsided, and she's just got her head round, right, he's been a knobhead again. I'll do it again. I'll do
Groundhog
it again.
Day, as
it was
you
Groundhog
said,
Day, yeah. And even though it was like weeks apart, and the proof now, for instance, like today, she texted me today, which, and I always used to think, that she was always upset and in the mood with me, but it's because of the addiction or whatever.
Or because she knew, say for instance, you were going to London when you were using. She knew it was going to
even.
So my ex knew what I was doing before I was doing it.
Yeah.
Right. I honestly mean, in my head, I'm just going paintballing with the lads. I promise you, I'm going, and I swear on my life, that's what I'm doing. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I'm going. Don't. Well, you got the ump. Oh, if you got the ump, I'm going to use then. She went, I knew you were going to anyway.
Yeah. She, I guess to her, and thank God she stuck by me. She must have been thinking, "Fucking hell, is this what I signed up to?" Every 2 weeks, these fallouts. But and this is a great message that I just want to convey to any men out there, and that is, if you've got a woman that's with you right now while you're at your worst, right? Then you're lucky.
Yes.
You're really lucky but you've also, what you've got to look forward to is how proud she's going to be when you're at your best. And at the moment, I mean, this is making me well up a little bit, sorry, man, but at the moment when...
Take your time, man.
Yeah, at the moment when she texts me stuff like, oh, I love you, and, like she texted me today saying, I love you, I'm very happy at the moment, and stuff like that, it makes me think to myself, thank fuck
Good on you, brother.
Yeah,
Honestly,
thank you.
well done,
Thanks,
man.
Sorry.
I'm an easy guy.
We should
Honestly, mate.
rename this the Crying Twats. Fucking
No, man.
hell.
Honestly, and this is what healing is. And I do want to, while we're speaking about partners, I still want to let everyone know. Obviously, I spoke about CA, Cocaine Anonymous. And there is a part of CA as well that helps the partners that have had to go through. So if there is any partners that are struggling with someone with addiction that are sober themselves, reach out to CA and they can point you in a direction to help people that are suffering. Because we don't know the trauma we cause until we come out of that whirlwind, you know.
And I think you know, I want to move on from Shelley just because I said to her yesterday, because I'm coming up on 100 days, and I said I think I was 30 days in our podcast that we done, and all comments were like 30 days, that's like gaps in between my sessions, mate. Fuck off and all this. So
well, they actually call. Sorry to interrupt. 30 days at CA is the warrior chip. If you do 30 days, that is a big moment. Yeah, real big. So honestly,
what do they call 100?
100. It's just a life-changing experience, Dan. Okay. Honestly, it's a life-changing experience, mate. What you do.
But I said to just to put a fork in the Shelley bit, because I said to Shelley, you couldn't do me a video for my 100th day, could you? And she said no. She said that's your thing, man, and I don't want to be. You know, I don't want to, like, that's your journey and that's your thing. Yeah. And like, what she doesn't want is people contacting her on social media.
No, do you know
what I mean? She's like, I'm proud of you and it's your journey, but it's not my. It's like it's our thing at home.
Yes.
But it's our thing privately at home. But she doesn't want to put out. You know, she's got her own life, her own social media, and her own job, and the own people, and she doesn't want to put out there. You know,
no. I understand. It's really good that you have such. I've seen your relationship. I was lucky enough to meet your wife. You know, many years ago we went Fort Park, didn't we?
We did together, yeah.
And it's great that you have such a bond, but you do have boundaries in a sense. Of,
definitely. And I've got to respect that I'm all over the internet and everything. And you know, all I finish by saying is that you know, any men that are out there that have got a decent woman stood by them while they're at their worst. And like I said, I wasn't on it every day and drinking every day. It was just when it was causing a big fallout.
I understand.
And if they're, you know, you've got so much. I'm so happy. I'm so calm. I'm so relaxed. Yeah. And that's all from just seeing the faces of the girls, you know, being happy.
Good on you. Being present.
Present,
that's it. Brilliant. Honestly, man. Like, it's good, you know.
You're making me release everything, man.
Well, this is what it's about. So obviously, I do want to wish a great man a happy birthday this week. Your father.
Yes. Oh wow, yeah.
You know, and
fucking straight on to me dad.
Well, I thought while we're getting in, let's just get the emotional stuff out. So I never had the pleasure of meeting your father, but I got to see some content that you've done with him. And he's a geezer. Yeah, he's a man. Yeah. Not was, is. You know what I mean? Say my dad never is. He what never was, he is. You know.
Yeah, I love that.
I know that you would have been in the mix of drink and drugs.
Yeah.
Tell me your father's surprising passing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that was by far that was the tipping point for me. When my father passed away, I completely gave up on I don't know, like having any respect for life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so they'd just taken away my TV show and everything like that, and I'd got the turtleneck and apologised, and I was fucking lost everything, all my money and everything, and you know, we Shelley's family put me up in their fucking spare room up north, and everything was going, the world was against me, I thought anyway, but I still had a little bit of spark in me, and I still was like, you know, and my dad had a unique outlook on everything where he could really understand me, my father, and he used to say things to me like, fuck them, like who would have thought you would have got a TV show anyway? It's their fucking fault for giving you a TV show. We've blagged it, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, think of the money you've had anyway. You fucking blagged it. Like, it wasn't.
Always
like,
looking for the positive.
Yeah, it wasn't like, look at what you lost. He's like, look at what you had. Do you know what I mean? Look at what we managed to do, and we'll do it again. And so he was a breath of fresh air, and plus he was making his own content, which was shit, which he really used to make me feel good about mine. But and I just managed to pull my shit together and get a little bit more motivation, and then he had a stroke, and I had to go over there to see him in Guernsey, because he lived in Guernsey, and I got over and I managed to speak to him a bit before he'd passed, before he went, and he wasn't right. He was cracking jokes and stuff, but
was you struggling with drink and drugs?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, I was drinking heavily, and I was occasionally. I wasn't using the drugs to cope though.
No, yeah.
The drugs was still like just going out and stuff like that.
Yeah. recreational.
Recreational,
Yeah.
but it's amazing how quickly your coping mechanisms kick in, because I went in there, I spoke to him, he cracked some, he wasn't quite with it, you know, his brain was malfunctioning, and he was cracking jokes, you know, saying like, oh, you know, if I die, make sure you check that, make sure this nurse don't nick my wallet. And he'd be like, I don't know if they told you, I had a stroke, but you would have too if you'd seen the other nurse that had been in here, and all this stuff.
It shows what a man he is to try and put a brave face in front of you, son, which is got to make you so proud of that man.
Yeah, and then we left him for a bit, and then he went under and had another stroke and never came out of it, basically. But he was on the machine, and they said that it's called something called stemming or or coning, where the brain stem cones away from the brain, or something. The body disconnects from the brain, and it means that I don't know the technical side of it, but essentially, if he had woke up, he would have just been able to blink.
Yeah, I understand.
And then the doctors asked if we wanted to turn the machine off, and my stepmom and my brother couldn't make that decision or didn't want to.
Yeah.
So I made the decision, because I just said to the doctor, "What would you do if it was your dad?" And he said, "Sorry."
Go on, let's take your time, bro.
Yeah, and I said, "What would you do if it was your dad?" And he said, "I'd let him go." So I said, "Well, let him go then." And
what feelings? After, say, the days and weeks after
I went straight to the petrol station and got loads of mini bottles of
What mindset
wine.
was you in? What was the...
Fuck life, man. Fuck this. And just... That was the final straw for me. I was like, do you know what? I've been giving this whole thing a fair crack.
Yeah.
You know, like this positivity thing, a fair crack. And I was like, fuck you. And the devastating, heartbreaking thing really is that a matter of days after that, Shelley had polycystic ovaries, and we were told that we couldn't have kids.
Yep.
And a few days after that, Shelley told me that she'd conceived. It was literally like 2 days or
when they say when one life ends, another life starts.
I feel like it was I've said this before, like it was my father's, my father had a hand in it, not by shagging her. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I've seen the kids, Dan, and I was... Now, listen.
Yeah. But
that's probably one last thing your dad could have done up there before he says... Do it on your own now, son. And
yeah, but I'm a bit ashamed of myself, because I was on such a self-destruct part, or like I had given up when my father passed away.
When you say giving up, did you contemplate or think about suicide?
Definitely.
Can you tell us about, if you don't mind it, feelings or thoughts or plans that you might have had?
All right, so I broke up with Shelley after she told me, because I honestly thought I'm on my way out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be on my own. I look back on that and I feel terrible. I ended up staying in a mate's spare room, and I was using, and it was one of the nights that I was using, and I can remember he had like new white carpet in there, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna slip my wrist, and then stupid thoughts come into my head where I thought, I don't want to fuck his carpet up. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause he had a brand new carpet. And I was doing gear, and I thought to myself, do you know what I'm going to do? Like, I don't want to die. I want to find a way out of it. And I actually rang the Samaritans that night.
Good on you, man.
Yeah.
And do you suggest other people that are struggling, Dan, to do that?
I do, yeah.
And did they help you?
Yeah.
Did they help you at that second that you wanted
that exact moment?
Ruin your mate's carpet.
That exact moment, they did. And I don't know who she is that I spoke to out there, but thank you to the Samaritans. And I spoke to a woman for about 45 minutes, and she just put a lot of stuff into perspective for me.
Do you think when we're going through them, I heard like suicide, you have a thing called tunnel vision. So rather than us being how we are now, looking at everything, the minute we have a problem, you have a thing called cognitive thought when it goes to tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You're not looking to kill yourself in a sense. It's doing that will just take you out of that problem.
Yeah.
You know. But the minute someone takes you out of tunnel vision and open up your eyes and talks to you more about life and stuff like that, do you feel that was a little bit of an opening for you?
I don't know. And with all due respect, with what you've been through with your own personal suicide things and with how you lost your father, with all due respect, I don't think I was actually suicidal. I think that I just thought about it. I don't think I ever was going to do it. I just think that I thought, I was like, well, do you know what? I might as well fucking.
No, I understand.
It was like I don't think I ever thought like I don't want to be here. I think it was more like I thought about it, and then I thought to myself, fucking, why am I thinking that? I've got to talk to someone.
Yes.
And that's why I rang. So I think maybe if I could have got there if I never spoke to anyone.
Well, that's what I feel. You know, it's a weird analogy.
Before, it's like the first cry for help.
Yeah, well, the weird analogy I see. You know, when you're having an argument with someone as a kid or a teenager or adults, and you're having an argument with a man, and you punch him straight away, your anger.
Yeah.
You didn't want to punch him, but you had the fist out. Or in America, everyone's accessible to guns. They have an argument, shoot someone. I didn't mean to. And do you think with suicide, where there's no thought process with the first, it's I can't handle it, I've got to go.
A chain of thoughts.
Yeah, you know, and if you do reach out on that first time, it might not have been. It was a cry for help more than a
definitely,
an attempt.
yeah. And I think, and again, this is why I love Shelley so much because, you know, I mean, it's taken some work, you know, the whole thing. But she was there for me, you know what I mean, when I was ready to. You know, I was going through so much when my father passed away. I didn't even know, and this is for anyone out there that's grieving. I mean, you know exactly what it's like. A certain period of your life just turns into a blur, doesn't it? Like, you just, you know.
Saturday is the 2nd year anniversary of my dad's death. And
This week.
Yeah, this
my
Saturday,
God,
21st of January, and it's harder this one than the first one. And
Why do you think?
Maybe I was lost that first year.
You weren't even there.
Don't think I was. Do you know what I mean? But
Oh.
God, here we go. Can we start getting tissues on this from now on?
We need to sponsor this by Kleenex. We need tissues because we're both going to cry and then wank.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
Easy lube.
Yeah.
I think the second, is it because I'm missing him more because I've not been with him, or was I just in a blur with grieving that first year?
I think you've got a tough time ahead of you, man, because and someone sent me a video to me, which I might post today, about ADHD and drugs, right? And someone said to me that this Gabor geezer, I don't know what is Gabor. Do you know the name of the psychiatrist? Gabor Mate, is it? Anyway, this guy, he said about ADHD that it's not inherited. It's not like passed down through your family. It's like a learned behaviour, a way that the ADHD is a way where kids can drift away from when there's trauma in their lives or whatever.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's like the ADHD is a way where their mind starts going crazy so they can drift away. And
creating other...
That's him, yeah, Gabor Mate. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Creating other lives, scenarios than dealing with the now.
Yeah, exactly. And the ADHD is kind of like, it distracts you. So much distracting you from your pain. And what alcohol and drugs is, instead of like quieting the ADHD, it's like a form, like the alcohol and drugs, it takes us away from
you know what, that's really, it makes sense.
And I think that's why this next year for you, or maybe this time, this anniversary might be difficult for you because you can't escape it.
That's very true. That's very true, you know, and it's mad, the losing my father, because I'm so respect his decision. Like, you know, I don't agree with any, like, I would not tell anyone to do it or please reach help, but I've got to
get it.
I get my father where he was and that, but I miss him. But I always said, if I could have my dad back now, that'd be very selfish for me. I would be happy, but my dad wasn't, you know. But that's just my way of thinking about suicide. But so obviously you are the viral sensation Dapper Laughs. There is it's no speculation. It's statistically proven that you are the viral. You started your career. Did you used to be an estate agent or online?
I did, yeah.
I believe, yeah. You still, and that's the patter, the estate agent patter.
Yeah. Right, sweetheart, you want to see the back door? Can I see yours?
Yeah. Right. My mate's going to just try and smash it in to see if we need any more security. But so your Dapper Laughs was the geezer. Have a beer, have a bum, have a wank in the hairdressers.
Yeah. Well, I never. Oh, yeah, that was one of the videos.
You've done the videos. I remember them all. I remember them all. But
for anyone that's wondering about that, before you think that I was wanking in hairdressers, it was a thing where I was under the gown. I was flipping my phone round, and the hairdresser goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" and pulled it up, and because he thought I was having a bash. But you know what it's like when their dick touches your elbow and you get a semi.
I get it. I actually put my elbow out a bit further now just to feel that. So you are the sensation, and it's. Have you had to mould? Or is it just flowed? Have you had to change your jokes and your reels and everything you do to change it, to get away from that drink and drug mentality, or has it just flowed as you've progressed in life? Or
No,
have you had
yeah,
to rechange
no.
everything?
I mean, this is why I think my Instagram, especially because I keep a real close eye on my Instagram, I lose and gain about 10, 15,000 followers a month. Like
Yeah.
simultaneously, my numbers. That's why my numbers sort of plateaus. It's at the same because
I think you're losing the lads.
I'm,
in a
well,
sense.
no,
not the lads.
But it's whatever's going on in my life because I don't know if the word is reinvented myself, but my content has changed systematically through my whole life. It's like I'll explain it the best way I can. My content is like a reflection just of my life. It's a steady stream of my life, and I never creatively commit myself to any one type of form of content. So if I wake up in the morning, I don't think this is who I am. This is what I'm going to talk about. This is what I want to do, and this is my brand, and this is what my followers like. Yeah. I'm just like.
Being you. Did you ever used to do that though?
Yeah, when I first started as Dapper Laughs,
a people pleaser in a sense.
Well, I just lad banter was the flavour, and I stuck to that like a solid brand.
Yes,
because of the growth that it was going, but. When it all went wrong and I come out of Dapper Laughs and that character, I just wanted to be myself. Do you know what I mean?
Can you talk about the and you might not want to talk about being booted out of not just TV,
everything.
Media.
Yeah,
it was. You're to me, you're a comedian. As you're a friend, you're a comedian, regardless of not if you're doing something on stage, something on TV. Even now that you're on the news, aren't you as well?
Yeah, GB News.
Yeah, which is brilliant. And even though you're talking very seriously, you're a comic. Yeah. And I think I was at that show when it spiraled out. And do you think with social media and that now, comedians get a hard time for doing their job in a sense? I know you probably would, but would you change that night?
I think I wasn't very intelligent with what I was saying, and it was very easy to take out of context.
Yes.
And also I was it was more than what I'd done wrong and what the media didn't like. It was more than just that night. It's similar to how Andrew Tate is portrayed in the media now, but my content was very lad culture, and it was. Sexist. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But
sorry to cut you in. You're not sexist.
No, of course not. Of course
and
not.
And this is why I feel people like you have a hard time, because you have amazing daughters.
Yeah.
And you treat them like princesses.
But look, you've got to hold your hands up and say, when you start amassing loads and loads of followers, you've got to hold your hands up and be like, this may be inspiring people in the wrong way and influencing the wrong kind of behaviour. But at the time, because I was in the midst of fame and growing and I couldn't see that. And I was fighting all the criticism. So it took me a long time to mature and see. So look, listen, what I wouldn't change what happened, because it turned me into who I am today, my perspective that I've got on life today. And I think I deserved an arse kicking at the time. It was a bit harsh. It was a lot of stuff was blown well out of proportion. There'll be people out there that will never ever look at me the same way because of what the press done. But
do you think more than the joke that you said, it was the press that elaborated that one little joke that made it look like that's the only thing you said that night? Yeah,
well, no, they turned me into the rape joke comedian, pro-rape, like headlines would be, when I was trying to travel up to different places to do shows, would be pro-rape comedian comes to perform just because
that was a sellout tour at the time, wasn't it? And you've sold out many since then as well. So well done to you for one, potentially losing load of fans from that. I hope I don't get hate from it. What was written as a joke, Look at you now.
Yeah, thank you.
So well done to you for carrying on with your dream. They thought, I fucked it, let me go back to estate agents.
Yeah.
What did that do? Your life is TV, making people laugh and earning money. That's what we're all here for. Once you got that ban, what did that do again to drugs and addiction for you?
Oh, for a good year or so, I was probably out because my father died just after.
Yes, yeah.
So I was in a bad way. Unfortunately, it was I was in and out of trying to go sober. Yeah. And I've had both my daughters within that time as well. Do you know what I mean? Well, a bit later on, and really. It was. I couldn't see how bad it was at the time, but it was very, very bad.
Now,
it wasn't. It maybe the sessions
because the papers didn't let it go, did they?
No, they didn't for a long time.
Do you think the media, and this could be any aspects, social media
causes people to
let's just for this talk, people in the public eye to end their life
Yeah.
feel unworthy of their self,
Yeah.
useless. Do you think the media
Yeah, it's
does
bad,
that?
mate. Yeah, I mean, I had moments where it was relentless, where, you know, because one story would come out and then I mean, you know what it's like, all the other publications would then take that and do their spin
And then
on
add a
it.
little bit
Add a
onto
little
it.
bit
Chinese
onto it.
whispers. What's the
And-
worst thing that you've heard about you in the paper that one has thought of made you think that you didn't want to be here, that you wasn't worthy to
God.
be a father, or that wasn't true either?
There was a lot of stuff. But I mean,
Is there something that you remember reading that could have pushed you over the edge just from a journalist wanting to sell a paper?
yeah, like, you know, calling my TV show an almanac for rape culture was a tough one to read. That basically I was teaching men how
A
to.
man that is expecting daughters.
Yeah, it was hard.
A very proud man, you know.
Yeah, it was difficult, but again, I've got a hold. I mean, the press will run with and jump on and, you know, like, virtue signal and really try. Like, once they decide that they do not want you around,
That's it.
that's
They're
it.
gunning for you.
But I can't. I've got to hold my hands up, and you know, it was excessive. The rate at which I got cancelled, but I've got to hold my hands up and be like, look, I was a twat back then, so it's what it is.
Yeah, and I think you were just their flavour of the month then. Do you know what I mean?
It was about a year.
About a year ago, that's it. And you're like, I'm done. They've got me off now. Just stop going at me, you know. Well,
Go on.
well done for you for coming back,
Thank
mate.
you,
Honestly,
mate, yeah.
because I probably wouldn't have, and that's the truth. You were going through addiction at the time.
Yeah.
Probably had a bit of money saved up from doing the other
Yeah.
things, and you could have easily thought, fuck that, I've got a little bit here. But well done for you for pursuing that. So you are now sober. How many days exactly are we?
99 days
99.
today.
Well done.
99.
Well done.
99 days.
Well done,
And
honestly.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you. And I honestly, I'm not lying. I'm not lying when I'm saying this, because, you know, it's not like I'm selling something here, but I feel like I do things that I wouldn't have done. Like, do you know what I mean? I do little things that I wouldn't have done. Like just spending time walking out and walking and that.
I see it on your social media
Yeah,
a lot.
I'm just fucking calm. Like without the drink and drugs, it seems to have got rid of my ego. It's a weird
you
thing.
was doing that walk in the woods with your dogs on social media. Be like this, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Behind trees, hiding.
No, I didn't really want it. I don't know. Now that I'm sober, I feel like my ego, like, I don't know what it was, like what I was chasing. I was always chasing something. I wanted more. I wanted this. I wanted a better house. I wanted a nicer car. And it was maybe the feeling of, in between sessions and drinking, not knowing what I wanted, but what I wanted was to be out. And now I have this, like, calmness, like little things, like being able to afford go into the shop and I mean, we're doing all right, you know, but being able to, you know, whereas before I never would have appreciated just being able to afford like a week shop.
Yeah.
Just be,
For instance, like, if your tyre pops, you've got enough money to be able to go get a new tyre. Just do that, Shelley. Get that new tyre.
I mean, where I was going with my life and what I wanted, like, I constantly wanted to prove that I was doing well.
I've seen what you've got, Dan.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
And I've seen what you've gone through, and I just want to say well done, because you've had nothing from no one. You've had everyone try and take things off of you. I get emotional because I know the journey you've gone through. I've seen the cars, the house, the smile on your kids' faces, and you've got to be so proud, brother.
Yeah,
Like, you've got to be so proud of what you've done. I'm getting upset for you.
God.
You've got to be so...
Let's just shag.
No, honestly, you've got to be so proud
Thank you,
because,
brother.
like, you haven't had it easy, Dan. Lucky enough for me, I went on to a TV show and I didn't have to do anything. They made me famous. The career that you were following, everyone was trying to do what you'd done. You are one of the OGs of it, but you've done it with no TV coverage. You're selling out fucking O2s, Dan. You're going on tours. I just see you on stage with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The best boxer that has ever graced a ring ever, and he's pretty much a one-man show himself.
Yeah.
And never asked you.
Yeah.
And honestly, mate, I've got so much respect
Thank
for
you.
you as a father, a son, because the decision you made with your father was from a son, and it was honestly a credit to you who you've become.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I think it's important that everyone that's like, I feel a bit silly when you know you're saying like well done, because I feel like, oh, you know, this is making me look like a hero and all that jazz. But I guess the problem that we have as people, and I think we said this before, that sometimes we don't look back at what we've been through.
No, yeah.
As people, we don't look back at what we've been through, and we don't look back and think, fucking well done, mate, well done. And we also don't look back at what we've been through as people and go, that's why I'm self-medicating and that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, a beautiful thing about all the shit that's happened to me and all the shit that's happened to you, a beautiful thing about the shit that you go through in life is once you get out the other side, you've got the experience, the knowledge and the strength to help other people that are going through it. And also, like I said before, sometimes it's life's way of just checking that you're strong enough and you deserve what's next.
Yes, yeah. You know what? I think I said to you the other day, and there's a quote that a lot of people say on social media that I don't like. Was it, tough times don't last, but tough people do? I don't like that because I've gone through experiencing losing someone to suicide myself. Yeah. And anyone else that's lost someone from suicide, just because someone felt the need to take their own life, doesn't mean they wasn't strong. Yeah. And that really does get to me.
Yeah, you told me that before.
Because my father is the strongest man I've ever met, and most of these people, men and women, I think the suicide rate on males is quite high, you know, especially the way my father took his own life. And he is a tough man, and even if people are at rock bottom in life, you're still tough. Yeah. You know, and
even
you won't know you're tough.
Yeah.
Until you come out of it. So fight that. Yeah. So helping people, Dan, which you've learnt now. Can you talk to me about the hoodie that you wear? And I'm fully aware of this, but I'd like you to tell what this means to you and what it does for other people.
Well, Kirk, you're actually one of the moderators in this, and you're in our little moderators group. But this is Men and Their Emotions. This was born when I was on holiday and I was meant to be relaxing, and I was sat next to my missus, my wife, on holiday, and I made sure I cleared my schedule of no work because I wasn't allowed to work, but the ADHD was kicking in. Yeah. And my inbox was just filled full of lads going, I can't cope with this, I can't cope with that, and this is upsetting me, and how do you know, this was before I went sober, right? Yeah. And for the second time, and a lot of lads were like, you know, how do you get up in the morning and I'm so positive? Because there was a point in my life where I stopped thinking fuck life and I started thinking good vibes only. And, you know, and that was
there a change that made you start thinking that? Did something happen in life?
I can't remember.
Shall I lead the kids maybe?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I just started seeing the light again, and there was a twist in my mental. Even though I was still drinking a lot and stuff like that, there was a twist, and I'd done a big show at the Troxy called Good Vibes Only and everything like that, and it was when I finally just thought, if you just put out positivity, then the positivity's got to come back. If you're always upset and down and you're projecting that, that's what you get back. And I sort of thought fake it till I make it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Force the positivity, force the good vibes out there. Yeah. And that started with me by being genuinely nice to people. People that were giving me shit online, being nice to them. You know, just being nice.
The universe, in a sense.
Yeah, just being nice. Yeah. Just thinking, just be fucking nice. Just do the right thing. Yeah. And it started giving that back. And anyway, when I was on holiday, I just thought to myself, so many people were messaging me. One, I didn't have the time to message everyone back, and two, like you know this as well, I don't want to get into people's personal problems. We're not qualified.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. So I thought, let's create a group where people can talk themselves. So I set up Men and Their Emotions. I've done it on my Facebook and asked people, you know, what should I call it, and da-da-da-da-da. So, and it went to like 10,000 people straight away, lads joining it. And
What's the numbers now, Daniel?
It's about 35,000 people, lads in it.
And these are normal lads that are dealing with their own problems, helping people that are going through problems.
So all it is you can post in there. It could be anything. You've got addiction problems, money problems, gambling problems, bereavement issues, you know, parental issues like seeing your kid, not being able to see your kids. Yeah. It's for men. It's for men to talk to men. You can post anonymously or as yourself. And the beautiful thing about it is loads of other lads in there just chip in with their experience, and it's just a positive environment.
It's talking, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think? Going through mental health yourself, because I believe having mental health never goes. It comes in waves. What does talking do for you for mental health?
Just makes you feel like you're not the only twat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because that's how we feel at the time. You know, that's how we feel. Yeah. And I like the way of thinking is thinking positive things are getting positive things. Something I learned, which was very good. If I tell you not to think of a grey elephant, you're going to think of a dick, aren't you? No, he's like, I'm like, don't think of a grey elephant. Penis. No. So if I was to say you don't think of a grey elephant, you're going to think of a grey elephant. Yeah. Do you know skiers, when they're doing the through the trees and everything like that? So what a skier if I was to be skiing through the trees, and if I'm going to say, don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees, all I'm looking at is the fucking trees. So what the skiers do when they're doing them slalom slopes is they're like, white slope, white slope, white slope, white slope. They can't see these trees, so they're not going to hit them. They are focused on the task ahead. If you are giving positivity and thinking about it, you're only going to see positive things in life, rather than... this is bad's going to happen, this is bad's going to happen. So I have got rid of a lot of friends, Dan, that are negative, even family members. A very close family member of mine, anything I want to do, he tells me, you'll fail. You ain't going to do that.
Yeah, people like
He'll
that.
think I'm going to put an extension in my house. What's the fucking point? Too much money.
Yeah.
Like everything. And
everyone has them in their lives.
I have had to get rid of them because they fucking drain me. Yeah. It's not their problem. I can't question what they want to do or talk to, what they want to say. But I'm like a sponge, and I believe a lot of people with ADHD are like sponges, Dan. I take on feelings, emotions, and things people say. And I've had to cut off a lot of people. I cut off a close friend of mine, which made me feel bad, but I needed to do it. He uses a lot, and eats a hell of a lot of junk food as well. Yeah. And moans to me about it constantly. Constantly ringing me up. Me and the missus, I can't handle it. Like, we're arguing. Did you get on it yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah. That was me, man.
Yeah. I was like, listen, just don't do it for a month and let's see if you argue. No, I ain't got a problem. I don't do it. I'm all right on it. Yeah. Right. I can give you advice straight away. You're ringing me up again. Oh, I'm fat, man. I'm fat. I can't stop eating. I said, listen, do you want to start a bit of training with me? Little healthy road. They're not listening, and they're constantly ringing me up, giving me their problems. I can only help. And if you're not going to try, I have to cut away from them. And I feel bad because there is someone probably needing my help. But I can't do no more than say, let me help you.
Yeah, I think that we've all got to remember that our brains fall into thought loops.
Yes.
Like thought loops. So our brains, you say something, we think about it and it loops.
Yeah.
It loops. That's why, like, if you get jealous about your missus or something happens and you're like, stop fucking thinking about it. I don't want to fucking think about it. I don't want to think. But it keeps, and the more you say don't think about it, the more it thinks about it. And negative people can put that negativity on you and you can keep thinking about it. And the thing is, if anyone out there is struggling like with anxiety or depression and stuff like that, and they drink.
Yes.
What I've learned is, and I think John, you told me this, didn't you? That when you're at below your baseline, so say for instance, this is where we operate here, where our normal functioning capability as an animal is, right? Say we're an animal and we're just like functioning here, right? When you drink, and especially when you do drugs, your serotonin or your fucking whatever, everything in your body is depleted.
Yes.
So it goes down, right? And you're in a state of like panic. So your brain is like, fucking, what's the problem? What's the problem? That's John, you told me that, didn't you?
Yeah, you're in a state of hypervigilance. So you're constantly,
a state of hypervigilance, right? So that's where the anxiety and the worry and the panic and the paranoia comes in.
Yes.
And it doesn't even have to be when you're drinking and using. It can be for the days afterwards.
Oh, definitely. I believe more so the days after.
Yeah, and that's what my problem is. So if you have a little argument with your missus and you're like, fucking, what's your fucking problem? Jesus fucking Christ.
Not because you're having a go, that's you talking to yourself. What is the problem? What's happening? I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to come down, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
All I know is to blame you now because you've just made me feel like this. I was fine until you just told me my own problem. You're a cunt. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like. It was all me, Dan. Do you know what I mean?
So selfish,
That's it. And it was me. I was like, why are you fucking shouting at me?
Yeah.
Why are you taking it out on me? And then now I'm sober. I'm like,
I was a dick.
I was a dick, man. Do you know what I mean? I should leave a couple of fags on the side. I'm going out. See you later. I've done good.
Yeah.
Dinner's in the oven. I've done amazing. I'll fuck off for 2 days. You know what I mean? And then once I've realised. So you own a club, didn't you?
Yeah. I got Lit in Clapham. Yeah. Someone actually wrote on my Instagram today because I put up a video about Sobriety, one of the podcasts. He's like, but don't you own a nightclub? I'm like, well, I was fucking drinking back then when I bought it.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. Has Sobriety changed the way of running and managing your club? Probably profitable a lot more now. You're not drinking it.
No, well, to be honest with you, I like, from a moral perspective, I stopped selling the beer last time when I went sober.
Yes.
So I was selling beer, last beer, and we made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Selling the kegs through lockdown, and then I went sober, and I just didn't. Just struggling with it because when I first started selling it, I was still in a fairly good place and thought I could manage my alcohol. And the worse it got, I didn't feel confident promoting it.
Yep.
And then, so sorry to my business partner on that, but we let that one go. And the nightclub's different for me because I stepped away from the nightclub a while ago anyway. In respect to I own it, but I don't throw my own events down there, and we sort of just sublet it out to promoters. So
that's how they clubs run nowadays.
Yeah, and it's a revenue stream which supports me. So I'm gonna be a bit selfish on that one. And plus, people are enjoying it.
If you was to go there,
I don't go there.
And is that because it's a business?
It triggers me.
Triggers you?
Yeah, I used to lock myself in there and fucking God, I can't even tell you. But put it this way: do not sit on the VIP seats. They're covered in spunk. No, I'm joking.
You used to wank on them a lot, didn't you? I'm busy, Kirk. I'm busy. I've had a line and a shot.
But yeah, I mean that was.
Has it affected? So that in a sense, you think the recovery has affected that line of your business, even though it's profitable. But it's really good that you are aware of your triggers. Is there any other triggers that you're aware of that potentially other people watching might not know? Because they might think, that's why I'm getting on it, because I keep doing that. Well, buying drugs is a big trigger for my addiction.
Yeah.
Every time I buy drugs, I fucking use them.
Yeah. Sniffing cut or buying gear is a trigger. No, I can't. Well, that's why I stopped drinking. Yeah. I mean, drinking wasn't, to be honest with you, wasn't a massive issue for me. But
I was a dry and thingy.
Dry sniffer. I could never get people that would just a couple of lines. I'd be off their tits, but not drunk. But but
you're like weirdo.
Yeah, no offense. Like,
no, I know what you mean.
I could never wank to like amputee porn sober. I don't know how you do that
until the coke.
Yeah,
it's just come. You know what? It gets a bit dark in the mornings.
Yeah.
All
right. Anyway, but no. So triggering for me, I think certain people that trigger me.
Yeah.
So
problems in life are all some of them.
Definitely. I used to. Yeah, definitely. Like,
is there a daily problem in your life and many people's life that triggers you that hopefully someone might be aware of this now that you can help them with?
I don't know. I think everyone's got their own. Just the end of the week used to trigger me, man. Just finishing my week, and I think that's the majority of people out there that are wondering if they've got an unhealthy relationship with drink or drugs. Their trigger will simply be finishing work at the end of the week.
Yeah. Like a well done pat on the back, but you got to think, what's the average person going to do 50 to 100 pound on drugs?
Yeah.
Every week because they're finished.
That's rookie numbers for you, isn't it?
Rookie now. I was doing that every hour or so, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's not glorify it because I got told off for this podcast got accused of glorifying drug use, which really pissed me off because drugs are fucking glorious. That's why it's a problem.
That's why it's a problem. Yeah. And we're trying to tell people like this. It was a glorious thing at that time. It was a glorious thing because it helped me deal with this for that time being, But imagine finishing work and think, we're going to go on the Bugle tonight. I've had a week off. I've had a good week at work. I'm going to probably do 50 to 100 quid on a Friday night, the average person, Imagine just thinking, you know what? I'm going to put that 50 to 100 quid in a pot. Give it to the missus. Hold that.
Yeah.
Imagine in 6 months how much money you've got
to be
able to do. And then that's, when that's how you can build stuff. And I don't even mean drugs. Drinking.
Yeah. Drinking was so expensive. It's so expensive.
I'm a bit biased, but does everyone need to go out every Friday after work and go on the piss?
Yeah. Do you know what?
It's become normal.
Yeah. And I think the scariest thing for me
is a hairy vagina. It's scary, isn't it?
I'm like a beaver. I'll dive straight in. No. You're like, I wouldn't know. But Jesus Christ, ADHD's running raw. I'm trying to have a serious conversation. And like you said, the elephant in the room. Now I'm just picturing a massive minge.
Really hairy one.
Yeah. Anyway, reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. No, Candice, I hope you're well. No, you fucking threw me. But no, the crazy thing is, and I'll just say this quickly in respects to my journey. The reason why I did not want to stop drinking. The reason why I did not want to stop drinking was because I enjoyed my social life with my friends.
Yeah.
I enjoyed having a relaxing drink in the evening. I thought to myself, I don't want to miss going out and getting pissed.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss getting off me nut. I'm going to miss that, right? And like the Elliot Ward said in the podcast that we done, it's because you're used to a habit. Your brain thinks that's the norm for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Now I couldn't think of anything worse, and it's so weird because it was my life for ages. And the first time I went sober, I thought, it The first time I went sober, I still felt like I was missing out.
Yeah.
But now I couldn't think of anything worse. And my new habit is waking up in the morning and boxing or whatever.
Yeah.
And my new habit is sitting at home with my kids. And
Brilliant.
And it's fucking,
what
it's
a
all
habit
right,
to
mate.
have. You know what upset me during, not upset me, but so I had a couple of friends that my drugs become a real problem and they worried about me. And they were, there was 2 or 3 main friends that were just saying, stop it, you're fucking your life up, stop the drugs. And they'd done this to me for ages, years, and when I finally stopped it, they wasn't my friends no more. They stopped inviting me out. I'd done what they said. And then they're like, oh, well, we're still getting on it and you can't come around because of your problem. I was like, at the time, I was still sort of in recovery at the beginning stage. And I'm like, you're horrible fuckers. You've told me, best friends since we were kids, not to do drugs no more. Now that I don't drink or drugs, you won't invite me out for a meal. Because in case it's a trigger. And I'd say to them, it ain't a trigger. It ain't a trigger to me. I'm going to be brutally honest. Since being in sobriety, I have racked someone up a line since then.
Really?
Yeah, I'd done it. It smelled horrible.
Fuck's sake.
I had the urge to do it. It was just wrong place at the wrong time. It was there, and I just racked someone up a line. It wasn't mine. No, it was there.
God, fucking hell. And you didn't do it?
I wanted to do it, but I knew what the outcome would be.
Oh, my God.
And I was so proud of myself.
So dangerous, though.
Yeah, I was so proud, and I didn't know it was there. I
Did the person that was doing it in front of you knew?
Yeah, mucking around. I said, "Oh, I'm going to do one myself," and they said, "No, you're not really." It was a friend of mine, and I said, "No, money." I said, "I want to do it, but I know I can't because I know for a
Imagine
fact."
the shame you would have felt once you'd done it.
Well, I wouldn't have done that one.
Yeah.
I would have been gone again.
You wouldn't be here now.
No, I know for a fact that, and this is many people in recovery. I know I've got another relapse in me, but I don't think I've got another recovery in me.
Wow.
I don't think I have. And listen, in recovery, when you're in any CA meeting or podcast like this or with a group of sober friends, your addiction is waiting out the door doing press-ups, waiting for you to walk into that pub, to trip up. So just be aware that no matter if you've got 30 days sober, 1 year sober, 10 years sober, I don't never believe you can be a recovered addict. Because I have a lot of people in CA saying, so-and-so recovered addicts. I'm like, if you're a recovered addict, go have a drink and stop again. If you're an addict, you're an addict. And this is just personal opinion. Because even though I'm nearly 2 years sober, you give me a line, I'm gone. I'm gone, Dan. I won't. I noticed from my last relapse when I lost my father, I went in harder. My father died 21st of January. I used, felt like minutes, but probably an hour after my father died. And I went on a bender till the 3rd of May.
January, February, March, April, May, 4 months.
I probably had some days off, but if I was awake and I was out, I was using.
I'm surprised you survived.
Well, I remember what made me sort of go sober as well. It was my mum's birthday on the 4th of May. And my plan was, get on it, go have a sleep, go get my mum a birthday present. So I'm getting on it. Some girl comes round my house and then I can't remember, I think it was day or morning or whatever. I was like, she's like, what are you up to today? I said, it's my mum's birthday on the 4th, so tomorrow I'm going to go, day before her birthday, I'm going to go get her a present and that. And she went, it's 4th tomorrow. I said, no. It's the 2nd tomorrow. I said, no, it ain't. And I'm thinking, how long have I've done it again? I've just gone on it. And I thought, fuck my mum's birthday. I promised her, she put so much love into me when my father died. She's always shown me love. And I was like, mate, you've just lost your fucking father. Your mum's birthday, your only living parent left, and you're sniffing gear with some bird that you hardly fucking know, and now you got to ring your mum up. I'm too fucked to go out. If I do finally go to sleep, I'm done for her birthday. And I thought, I can't be this person no more. I can't be this fucking person. And it stopped to me. It stopped. I just done it. I stopped. I went back to a meeting. I haven't been going to avid meetings down at the moment. I've been very busy since then. I've got other things keeping me sober. I honestly believe.
Do you think you need to start putting a bit more work into it?
No, I know I will once, because I'm renovating my house at the moment. I know the minute that stops, I will. Yeah. Because I'm preoccupied at the moment.
Well, we work on each other, don't we? We talk most days.
Yeah, no, that's it. And this is recovery isn't about you. It's about your journey. And I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe my dad's up there helping me. I don't care what anyone
Yeah, they might
says,
be up there together with my old man. You never know.
Oh, mate, take the
having a
piss out.
line.
I bet they're like, fucking can't do it like these cunts, you know what I mean?
Well, they don't know they're born. No,
yeah, they don't know they're born. They can't even sniff without getting addicted to it.
Yeah.
But no, it's a journey. But so obviously, yeah. So you've got many businesses, and by the way, I want to say a huge well done on the heist.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well
mate.
done
Thank you.
on your film, The Heist, mate.
Yeah.
Where did it rank? Can you tell me, please?
Yeah, it went number one. It was number one in Amazon crime section for a long time. Might even still be there now. That's The Last Heist. And
What was your tell me? I know, but can you tell the involvement?
yeah, so I'll take you through my little film career briefly. A long time ago, actually. I can't remember when it was, but we made a film, Fanged Up, with Terry Stone. I made Fanged Up. It was a comedy film, but it was too early. It was too close to the backlash that I'd had, and no one would buy it. Couldn't get it in Tesco's. Couldn't get it on any of the platforms anywhere. So it just sort of went onto Amazon, and my followers bought it. It's not a great. I mean, it's got a great cast. It was a comedy film, but it was me being Dapper last really in it. And then a guy called Michael Head cast me in a West End play because I wanted to do more film work and acting, but I really felt like I needed to do some theatre work to prove that I could really
I
act.
understand. Yeah, definitely.
So we done a West End play, and it was like a straight hour and 20 minutes that I was on stage without coming off.
Wow.
So it was a four-hander, so it was like, I'll talk you...
I've had some of them. It cost a lot more money though.
Yeah. Fuck's sake, Kurt. Now I'm imagining you with four tie birds around you, ripping the end off your
Yeah,
core.
no, it wasn't them with their two hands. It was four separate hands.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. But no, I've done...
So I like that because you could have just straight have jumped into film, but
No, I was thinking ahead. I thought to myself, anyone that does any research on me when I next do film work.
That.
Yeah, if anyone ever asks me, oh, he's a comedian, he don't act, because I used to do a lot of acting when I was younger. I went to professional acting school and stuff, and I just wanted to be able to say, well, I've done a West End play.
No, good on you. Well done.
And it got good reviews, and I said to Michael, I want to turn this into a film. So Michael rewrote it into a screenplay, and I raised the money through my social media to make it, and then gave the money to Terry Stone, and Terry Stone produced the film, and we shot it in like 3 or 4 weeks during lockdown. Edited it and everything, and it came out great. Started winning like one independent film of the year.
Wow.
Won some stuff in Marbella at the film festival. We done a big London premiere, which we sold out.
Mate,
4 screens in Leicester Square.
How does that make you feel?
It made me feel amazing, mate. But it's
blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, two years work into it. But it's very weird when you do this type of thing. I wasn't walking around Leicester Square Theatre and watching myself on the screen on the film and looking at everyone and thinking, well done, look what I've done. I was thinking, what's next? How do I keep this momentum going? Because even though we done that as my following in the social media, in the grand scheme of things, the industry, they try and ignore it. But my team's over in LA at the moment trying to sell it to Netflix. So if it gets on Netflix, it's great. And since then, I've shot another film called Mr. Kiss with Michael.
Kiss, yeah.
With some big actors, couple of big actors, which is going to come out. And I'm in the process of writing a mental health one at the moment.
Good on you. Well, can you? Do you have a 5-year plan?
Just to fucking smash the granny out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have? Because I've seen your heavily on your weekly planner.
Yeah.
Do you believe in sort of manifesting stuff?
Oh my God, visualization. Yeah. I've been boxing and visualizing being on the Misfits card, and I'm fighting on that next month. And
can you are you allowed to talk about that?
Yeah. I think by now I may have had the fight. By the time this comes out, I may have had the fight. I don't know, but I've probably won it and knocked him out in a second.
Yeah. I think you're gonna. I've seen you in the gym, man. I've seen your videos.
I'm sparring this morning, and I'm
Mate,
sparring tomorrow.
I'm literally waking up from my dad piss because anyone that hasn't got kids, when you become a father, you're allowed to tell bad jokes, dance bad, and you start to piss in the middle of the night, don't you? You know. And I'm having me morning piss at 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm an early riser. I'm like,
yeah, I'm in there.
The fucker's already out the house.
I'm in there.
Sort it out, Kirk. Get up. But you motivate me.
Oh,
okay. So, and I need someone like you in my life, regardless of not if we know each other or not. I would still follow you because Instagram's such a big tool. It's in our lives, either we like it or we don't. It's in our fucking life. So I know how algorithm works and how. So I'm not going to follow a load of things that I don't want to see. So I'll try to do on my juice diets now. So I follow a lot of juice, watch a lot of juice videos. So my algorithm's full of that. You motivate me, and following you, it helps me. So I do always say to people that do struggle putting social media down, follow the people that will motivate you. People that are doing good in life.
Yeah.
And I might have not have followed your journey if you didn't, and sorry to put it in like this, if you didn't fail.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm like, well, he's had a good run, but everything got taken off you, Dan.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel I was, even though I believe I fucked up my own TV career. You didn't. I believe the media just...
No, I did. I was
No,
a knobhead. Yeah,
yeah,
I was a
but,
bit knobhead.
but there was more targets on you.
Yeah,
I was just a confused little kid at the time, you know, and
But reality TV stars, they're fucking cannon fodder, mate. They're easy pickings. You know what I mean? You're up. I mean, look at the people that are coming off Love Island. They're coming off Love Island. They think that that's their life sorted, and then they're forgotten about.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, I would tell people, anyone that's going on reality TV, just invest your fucking money, man.
Yeah.
Invest your money. Be smart with it, man.
And fucking sell your Instagram as soon as you come out while it's popping.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, get rid of there. Got big them Love Island people. They're a different level, isn't
But
it?
that 3 months later, they can't. Yeah. Anyway.
Honestly, I want to know more about you. I want the viewers to know about you. You've got many strings to your bow, Dan.
Yeah.
And do you mind telling? Because they're not half-hearted things that you do. It ain't like, yeah, I've got this, I do that, and someone else runs that. You run your shit, Dan.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do, Dan? What? Tell me of your businesses.
You asked me how I make my money.
I would like some. No, I'd like to know, regardless not of income or earnings. I want to know. I want people to see, because look, I don't read your Instagram, but I can imagine you get stick like we all do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And even though that they see you making a joke on Instagram or driving your kids to school, what businesses do you have?
So I've got a variety of businesses. Obviously, I've got the nightclub. I've got a few brands online that you wouldn't know that I was involved in, but I've done like strategic marketing plans for them. I've got some brands that I've promoted in the past that I own a piece of.
Yeah.
So throughout my career, I've agreed to build up brands and promote them, and take a percentage for lifelong recurring revenue.
Yeah.
So I've got a few of them, and then I give them marketing advice on what to do now that I've grown the audience. One of them in one of the industries is a very big earner for me. But only has turned into that over the last few years. But it took a long time for me to build up.
Because you got your shit together as well, though. Is that why?
Maybe. Yeah. But I've been a firm believer of trying to create businesses that I can pass on and still own a piece of.
Yeah.
So that'll enable me to continue to be creative and have creative freedom. Like in regards to comedy and doing shows and what I work as from a comedy perspective, I'm under no pressure financially to do stuff I don't want to do.
Do you want to go on stage again?
Yeah. I had a meeting today. Actually, I'm going to be doing a big tour next year.
Yeah?
I'll be doing a big tour.
Because you've so can you tell me about your last sellout tour that you've just done recently?
Well, it was just last couple of years I've been doing single shows. So I've done the
sellout single shows.
Yeah.
They're not just, you know what I mean? They're sellout shows, mate.
Yeah, my followers jump up when we're kicking off. But just on the business thing, I've also got a supercar company, Run Rally, where we do trips. That was my excuse to buy the McLaren, so the missus let me do that.
Need it, works.
I own a stake in an adult industry platform that I told you about. That's like Front Fans, but it's called OnlyFans. And it's cryptocurrency based.
OnlyFans.
Which leads me on to Kirk. By the way, if you want to see Kirk's penis, jump onto his Instagram. He's selling pictures of it.
Right, I'm gonna So I am right. I'm on OnlyFans, right, and I'm gonna tell you the reason is because fucking you want to see me naked. No, I was joking. Honestly, it's like a baby's arm holding a baby's arm. No, listen, I tell you what. So listen. So back in the day when I was on The Only Way Is Essex, I was always drinking and using. So I was dirty. I was creepy. Girls are texting me. They'd probably just say, "What you up to?" I'd be like. Like, so I've sent multiple pictures of me bits to girls that I was seeing, and they all leaked them online, Dan. You know, they all leaked them online. I think we spoke about it on the last podcast. Since then, I've had so many people, and these are something that you can go and find now still, Dan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had so many people saying, go on OnlyFans, and I didn't want to, but then I thought, there's free pictures and videos of me naked anyway. Don't use them. Go on my OnlyFans and pay. But I started lacking confidence in my appearance.
Yeah.
What I look like. I didn't think I'd find the girls.
Don't give me this shit. You're doing it for the money.
Oh no, I'm doing it. The money's amazing. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm mainly for the money. You know, I've got.
But what you're saying is you didn't like the way you looked.
I didn't like the way I looked, and then when people started asking me to do it, I thought I'll give it a go. Look, and if I can take a couple of quid, I'll take a couple of quid. That's the main
What did you
thing,
make in your first month?
Not a lot. I made a chunk. I paid for my kitchen.
Fucking hell, mate. Fuck me.
It paid for my kitchen, but
Can I just tell you a little secret?
Yes.
You know, back in the day when your dick pics came out.
yeah.
When
You haven't popped them and used one.
when your dick pics come out and girls used to ask me for pictures of my dick, I used to send yours.
You did it, didn't
I
you?
did. And they used to be screwing when they turned up and I was hung like a peanut, but fucking they already there, they had to suck it.
You know what? They were out there, and I thought, why not earn money? And since I've been on OnlyFans, it's made me feel so confident in my looks again, because I really did doubt myself.
Yeah, and you put regular content up. I'm a happy subscriber. No, I'm joking.
But you know
no,
what? Yeah,
fair play to you, Kirk. No one can tell you how to earn your money, mate. And listen, I think in this day and age, look, how many people do it?
OnlyFans,
Man?
they're giving out 10 billion a year.
Wow,
Yeah, 10 billion a year.
That's why I started my own thing up. Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
I believe yours is a good revenue, and I'd like to talk about that. But yeah, I just look. I've got a cock.
Yeah.
All men have got.
It's
a cock,
actually,
like-
I FaceTimed him. This is no word of a lie. I FaceTimed him the other day and asked him how he was getting on. He goes, I just finished doing a shoot, and went like that. Hey! And I went, fucking hell.
Well, you know what?
Down.
So
My
I
missus saw it in the back and was like, who's that horse? Who's that horse?
Who's that grey elephant?
Who's that guy? Well, you know what? Like the stuff that I put on OnlyFans is, I don't know if any other lads do it, but I'll send like joke pictures to the lads of me with my Corey out saying, if I'm FaceTiming a mate, I'll be like, hey, have a look at that.
But now
Like,
you get paid for it.
I'm doing the same things. Like some people are a little bit much on there. One
Like
geezer's
what?
like, I want you to bend over and spread your arsehole apart. And I was
Well,
like,
that's out of order,
well,
mate.
listen, I wouldn't do anything on OnlyFans that I wouldn't send to a girl that I'm dating or going out with. Do you know
So
what I mean?
you never used to send pictures of your arsehole to
Never.
girls?
I don't like that. My
Fucking,
arsehole,
he's frigid, isn't he?
my arsehole stays. My cheeks are closed for a reason, so no one can.
I
see
love
mine.
that you have. I love that Kirk has a limit here. But is there a cash threshold on that arsehole?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, you know what? That's
Show business, man.
that's show business. You know, no, that's the only thing that I will keep for myself and myself only. But look, OnlyFans, I'm not going to do it forever. You know, I set up a new business last year. I'm not sure if it had legs. It's a building company, but the price of stuff's gone up so much.
Yeah.
People are not wanting to pay it. And we're a new company. They're just going to go, if they're paying big bucks, they're going to go with a company.
Yeah, well, what's the building company called?
Inter_builder, do interior designing and building,
Yeah.
which I got from my father. I've got a real good eye. I love designing, and it's sort of
Passion project as well, yeah.
passion projects. Yeah, you know, I started doing it in my house, and I was good at what I can do. I do a lot of the building work myself with my partner Dan. And it was doing good. But I sit indoors a lot. I've created a nice house, and I've got myself in a financially stable position like you, that I don't have to worry about chasing that next pound.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I can sit in, wank off on OnlyFans and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Do you know what I love about this? People, this is the thing. People have tuned in. There'll be regular followers to this podcast by now. There'll be thousands of regular followers on this podcast. They've tuned in to watch a sensible conversation about addiction, mental health, and stuff like that. And they're watching this, and I bet their husband or their wife has just walked in with you talking about your OnlyFans. And they're going to go, oh, fuck, and slam the laptop down. But
You know what, though?
love
But
that.
no, it's something I do.
Yeah,
you know
man,
what
listen,
I mean?
do what you got to do. Everyone out there, if you've got to earn money, you've got to earn money, do what you got to do. And if you want to see Kirk's Corey, it's going to cost you how much it costs?
$20 a month.
Woo, my boy.
Right, no, so let's go back to the addiction. Daniel, if
Yeah.
you can tell anyone that's never done a drink or drug, and I know we're not trying to be them party poopers and that, but there's always a chance that someone that has never taken a drink or drug, there's a chance that they potentially will be an addict.
Yeah.
Someone that's never done drugs in their life, what would you advise? And not telling them, what would you advise, Dan?
Oh God, that's a tough one, man. Because like I just don't. That's a real tough one because I don't have. I don't really feel like I only feel like I'm communicating to people that have got an unhealthy relationship
you.
with drink and drugs.
So just sort of know your boundaries in a sense.
know your boundaries. I would never tell anyone not to do drink or drugs because I did a lot of it. It was part of me growing up. But my advice would be that if you feel like you need to do it, then that's worrying.
Exactly, that's it, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to rephrase it. If someone feels the need, they're going through some shit in life. If you're happy. What would you advise to someone that feels the need to do it?
So my advice for anyone at the moment that is struggling with an unhealthy relationship with drink or drugs, or feels the need, or like feels like a hidden a hidden sort of draw towards drink or drugs towards the end of the week or whenever, my advice to you is see how you feel. Give yourself a little bit of time off to reevaluate your relationship. That's what I did. I took weeks off, months off. You don't have to call yourself an addict. You don't have to call it a relapse. Take a little bit of time off it, away from it. See how you feel. When the feeling away from it starts to outweigh the feeling being on it and in it, you'll know the time's right. And if you need to, you'll go sober.
Perfect. Well, on that note, I want to thank Daniel O'Reilly. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for opening up.
Kirk, you were a great presenter.
Guys, this is Menace to Sobriety. I want to thank Daniel, a.k.a. Dapper Laughs O'Reilly, for being an amazing guest and opening up his heart. Remember, Men and Their Emotions on Facebook for anyone that is struggling. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay tuned.
If you're going through a tough time at the moment, please don't suffer in silence. Feel free to pick up the phone and contact any of these helplines. I personally, myself, at one of my darkest points, contacted the Samaritans, and it completely changed my outlook and got me out of a really deep, dark place. A problem shared really is a problem halved. So if you don't feel confident talking to those around you, check out any of these organisations and give them a call. This is my Facebook group. Just simply search on Facebook, Men and Their Emotions. It's for men only. But once you're in there, you can talk anonymously about your problems and help others and just feel a little bit of community. So come join the conversation, Men and Their Emotions, on Facebook. Thanks for watching.
Menace to sobriety. Just a menace. Just a menace. Just a menace.